Hey, it's Tesla Canuck here, taking a different route down into Toronto today. Taking an Avenue Road all the way down into the downtown core. We're actually heading towards the Tesla Supercharger that's located at the Toronto Eaton Center. That's the same location where a few weeks ago the 3 of the 8 stalls were iced. So we'll see what happens when we get there today. See if there's any more. I don't have to supercharge, but I'd just be curious whether or not there's any more icing going on over there. Like any major city, I mean, traffic is crap, right? And today, just about all the routes into Toronto were really crappy. Accidents on one side or the other. So usually if you live in this area and you're north of the city of Toronto, you have 2 options. You either go west to the 427, south to the Gardiner Expressway, or you go east to what's called the Don Valley Parkway. And when those 2 routes are pooched, then you do what I do today, which is you come down Avenue Road. Still, obviously, it's not great. I mean, it's 10:51. I don't have to be downtown till about 1 o'clock for a meeting, so I'm good. I've got plenty of time. But even at this hour of the day, it's just been a shite drive today. So can't wait for level 5 autonomy if we ever get it this year as Elon promised, but it'd be great to just set it and forget it on days like today. Trying to be your tour guide again. I did a video a few months ago when I was coming into Toronto from a different direction, actually on the Gardiner Expressway, and kind of pointed out some of the things to see in Toronto, but this will be a completely different perspective. There's really not going to be much to see from this direction. Right now, we're at a place called Yorkville, and Yorkville and Toronto, it's kind of like, I mean, there's no comparison, but it's kind of like Beverly Hills Drive or Road or whatever in LA, where, you know, this is where you've got some really high-end shops, high-end restaurants, high-end hotels. If a star, like a movie star or a rock star or whatever kind of star is going to be photographed in Toronto, chances are it's going to be in Yorkville. So this area covers maybe just a few blocks, and that's kind of its claim to fame. I mean, I've seen a few people down here. I'm not a stargazer, so it's not like I would go up and say, hey, how are you doing, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, there's definitely been a number of celebrities down here over the years. Yeah, this guy's making a left here. Are you kidding me? Actually, there is a little bit to see here, because I think we're coming up on, I want to say, we're coming up to the area where the Royal Ontario Museum, the ROM, is. I mean, I don't live in Toronto, but this area does look familiar. Let's see what it says on the map here. Yeah, so I'm right. So the Royal Ontario Museum is going to be coming up on our right, and that's probably the largest museum in Canada, and they have some really great exhibits. I've been there obviously a few times over the years, saw some good stuff. And we're going to be coming up on what's called Queen's Park. And Queen's Park is where the government of Ontario is based out of. So the Parliament buildings for the province of Ontario are located in Queen's Park. So we're actually going to drive around that. Off in the distance there, you can see the CN Tower. I mean, you pretty much see that from anywhere in Toronto, but over the years, a number of tall buildings have really been on the increase, so you don't see it stand out quite like you did in the past. And just to the left, to my left, so this way, see if you can get this way, from the CN Tower is basically where the downtown financial core is. And that's where you've got all of the big banks and most of the commerce for the country happens there. Interestingly enough, boy, we're getting a history lesson in Canada here. So I'm your history guide today. So prior to, I'd say 1967, prior to 1970 for sure, Montreal was actually the commerce capital of Canada. And that shifted to Toronto as there was a movement in the province of Quebec to separate from Canada at the time, and I think that spooked a lot of investment. So Toronto benefited by basically becoming the commerce center of Canada because of that. So anyhow, that's just a quick history lesson for what it's worth. Don't know what that building was to the right, but that looked pretty historic. I think we're in around the University of Toronto campus, which is kind of sprawled out in around this area. Okay, looking down this street here, this is now Avenue Road turns into University Avenue. And University Avenue, if you go straight down, you'll basically hit water at some point, which is Lake Ontario right here. So along this stretch here, it's known for its hospitals. There's a lot of hospitals on University Avenue. It's kind of what it's known for, at least on the northern part here. As you get further south, it's actually the financial core of Toronto kind of extends now to University. So yeah, there's always lots of construction going on this road, particularly at University and Dundas. That's a major intersection where it's always creating traffic chaos, so we're not going to go there. I'm going to try to make a left here actually, and drats. Probably have to wait for the light to turn here before we can go. There we go. I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it. There we go. Excellent. Looks like the ambulance behind me went for it too. I think I'll give the ambulance a pass. Okay, this guy needs to back in, so I'm going to do the courteous thing here. Let's let him do that. Okay, nicely done. Nicely done. A lot of people have trouble with doing a parallel parking thing, so that's good. All right, what street do I have here? I want to go to Bay Street. So the Tesla Supercharger in downtown Toronto is located, right here in that area. So that's where we're heading. I'm going to show you how to get in there because it's, like all downtown superchargers, it's going to be a little tricky. So just a little pro tip if you're coming downtown Toronto. For the record, I pretty much hate driving downtown. I guess that's like any other major city, right? There's so many people, they're crossing the road. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head, make sure you don't hit anybody. You've got cyclists. Let's see what this guy's gonna do here. Yeah, you got some people walking. Look like, I'm not sure, I can't really see, but I think that guy might have been a cop, so I didn't want to be too aggressive there. I have to play that back in the video, see if that guy was a cop in the yellow vest or not. Could have been a pretend cop. Okay, we are into the home stretch here, getting to the Supercharger location at Toronto Eaton Center. We're coming up on Dundas Street here to the left. So this way, there's going to be the Toronto Eaton Centre, which is a very large mall in Toronto. I'm not sure if it, no, West Edmonton Mall in Canada would definitely be the largest mall. Eaton Centre is probably maybe number 2. But yeah, it's a giant mall. So if you come downtown, you're staying downtown, you want to do some shopping, you can go to the Eaton Centre. All right, so we are just about there. And coming from this direction, it's pretty easy. There's actually a left-hand turn lane. It's in a parking garage, and there actually is some signage, which I'll point out to you as we make our way in. Can somebody let me in here, please? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, there's a Tesla sign to my left. And basically, there's actually 2 levels of Tesla chargers here. Each level, I think, has 8 stalls. And then you can see there's another sign just up there to guide you. I've been to some of these Tesla locations that are in parking garages like this that are really, really difficult, and there's a lack of signage. Here, I mean, the signage is great. It just takes a long time because it's a big parking garage, and you have to loop around several times and go up a level. So I think the Tesla chargers are located on level 2 and level 3. Again, we see some more signage. We're gonna go this way. I want to follow the Yaris. Me and Yaris's, yeah, we don't get along very much. I don't know if you've seen my video where the Yaris guy kind of like cuts me off at super high speed, but yeah, me and Yaris, we don't mix. Okay, so this is level number 2, and let's see what we have here. So, excellent. Here you can see, I'll just kind of angle the cars, no one behind me here, so that you can see it's, you know, Tesla Superchargers. These are the urban chargers. I think they're capped at 75 kilowatts. Doesn't appear to be anybody icing them today. There's some of the level 2 chargers there as well. If you don't have a Tesla, if you have another type of EV, you can still charge. And then let's just go up to the 3rd level. Like I said, I don't need to supercharge, but I'm going to show you just for the purpose of this video. So if you come and, I don't know, that level, the superchargers are full, you can always come up one more level and follow the signage, and you'll find that there's another bank of Tesla superchargers. And we've got one Tesla there. That's a black Model X. It's kind of like the one that I have, that my wife drives. Oh, it's kind of full today. Usually it's not too full at this level. All right, as they say in Canada, I'm sure the saying is also elsewhere around the world, but I basically parked like a farmer here. No offense to farmers. I don't know where that saying actually came from, but yeah, if you're, you know, a farmer, much respect. I don't I don't know if that's offensive or not, but I am parking like a farmer. Let's scrap that. Let's just say I'm parking like a doofus. Okay, there we go. I think I got it sorted now. And that's it. Tesla Canuck, over and out.